Hi, Emily. It's great to see you again.
Hi.
So, I just want to do a quick review about our last session. Our last session, we went through that lengthy kind of questionnaire about how things are affecting the different aspects of your life. And now that you've had about a week to kind of sit on that, I want to know what your thoughts of doing that activity uh, is.
Yeah, it was really hard. First of all, like a lot of the questions I have never thought of, like
Mm-hmm.
is my like about my family life or if I feel safe there and stuff like that. And then like how I spend my free time, like there are just a lot of different questions that like I've never thought about. And then putting it on paper, like it got to be almost exhausting. Like I had to take some breaks because some things were bothersome. Like I didn't want to write down the answer because that made it real. Whereas other things, I could just go on and on.
Okay.
About.
Well, let's start with the positives, the ones that you really enjoyed answering. What were those?
Like about my family and my support systems.
Okay.
I'm really close with all of my family members. And then kind of just talking about like my accomplishments, like my education, like that section.
Well, that's a huge thing to be proud of. You know, you went and you accomplished a goal that you set for yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that was really cool to like remind myself of, because sometimes I'll get like in my little pity party in my head of like, oh, I'm not doing anything, or I'm, not doing things correctly or whatever. And I get really bad, like negative thoughts about myself sometimes, and just my progress. So being able to see those things that I have done well on paper was really nice.
Uplifting.
Yeah.
I'm sure. What were those things that you kind of felt not the greatest about?
I think probably the biggest one is like the financial section.
Okay.
I mean, I've got student loans, which who doesn't, right?
I'm still working on mine.
But like beyond that, I feel like I have a really good income, but when I look at the end of the month, like I'm still living paycheck to paycheck, and I shouldn't be. Like I'm making more money than like this year than I did 2 years ago. I'm paying the same amount of rent, same amount in all my bills really, but even though I'm making more money, like I don't have any more in savings. So like it's really frustrating that like I don't really know where my money's going, and like I'm sure that like I could probably, but like I don't splurge, like I don't go out and do stupid things. Like maybe I'll go to the bar and like buy drinks with my friends, like, and I'll buy all the drinks for the night.
Oh, you'll buy the rounds?
Yeah. Okay. But that's just like, I just like to do that. So I don't know, but I'm really unhappy with like my financial situation. Like I feel like I should be farther along than I am, but
you mentioned earlier about not knowing what you spend your money on, but then later on you kind of talked about, spending money at the bar. Is there anything else that you notice yourself, like maybe there's something you could cut back on other than the bar? I'm not sure. How often do you go to the bar?
Maybe like twice a week or something. Okay. And maybe I'll buy the drinks like one of those times. So like if I go Friday and Saturday, or like Tuesday and Friday with some friends, like I might buy the rounds like one of those nights.
That could get pretty expensive. Bar times aren't typically cheap.
Yeah, but it's fun. I don't know, like, and it's just something that we do. But I guess that's probably something that you're right, like that can get expensive. And if I really want to, like, I just have to think of like, okay, do I really want to save money, or do I want to go spend all my money on other people's drinks, I guess. But, and then I don't know what else I could change. I mean, I drink coffee, like I'll go and get a coffee almost every day. And I guess I could make it at home, but I like the relationship I have with like the barista at the coffee shop that I go to every day. Like she knows my name, I know hers. We talk about what books we're reading. Like it's a social thing for me. But that's like $6 a day, guaranteed minimum.
That's a lot to average up, and that alone, I'm sure. What if you wrote that on paper? Have you
to like see like how much I'm spending in a week versus a month versus a year?
Yeah.
And then no, I haven't. Maybe I should. Maybe that would kind of help me even just cut back. Like I can't get myself to that point. Like I might think to myself like, oh, maybe I should stop buying coffee every day or buying the rounds of drinks, but I can't make myself take that step. But maybe writing down, this is how much one bar tab is, and if I do that every week for a year, this is how much money I could have saved.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be a good thing to help me like really understand.
It's a small step towards something bigger that you would like to accomplish.
Yeah.
It's I think that's a wonderful place to start, is to kind of look at your bank statements, average out what your bar tabs were and add it up, and then your coffee, and maybe you can go, to the barista 3 times a week instead of 6, or 4 times.
That's a good idea.
And that alone, that's already $18 you're saving a week.
That's a good idea. Maybe I should try that. I don't know. Like, I don't want to commit to like a budget or anything like that, because like I'm single, like I've got a really good job, like I've got the money, but I think writing it down would help me at least just visually see it.
Yeah.
Like
it's the first step to maybe more.
Yeah.
So how about let's start off with just that, maybe in the next week, between the next time I see you. You kind of go through and just do those two. Just do those two numbers, and we could kind of brainstorm what you want to see after that.
Okay, that sounds good.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.